host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the yearly predictions for the next year 2024 for all the rising signs. And before we will start our discussion, I wish all of you heartiest wishes and blessings of this upcoming new year. May all of your wishes come true. May you will find your purpose, and this year will bring you good wealth, health and happiness in all areas of your life. So guys, before we will jump into the customized results for this upcoming new year, customized to your Lagna, let's first try to understand how the vibe of this year collectively is going to be influencing all of us. So guys, if you remember, like at the time when I made a video for the year 2023, I mentioned this thing that from the numerology point of view, the universal year turned out to be of 7, which is a number of extremities because it is being ruled by the planet Ketu. And we all have seen that the war which took place, like Israel and this Hamas situation which we all are witnessing, so that generally tend to remain a theme in the universal year of 7. But guys, when we talk about the vibe of the 2024, the sum total of that will give you the universal year vibration of number 8, which is being governed by the planet Saturn. Second thing is that even in the transit next whole year, Saturn is going to be strengthened in the sign of Aquarius, its own Mool Trikona sign. And Saturn is going to be traveling in the majorly in the Sadbhisha Nakshatra and the Purvabhadrapada Nakshatra. Both of the nakshatra are somehow very much conducive and favorable for Saturn to manifest good results. And also guys, in one of the video, I also mentioned this thing that as per our lunar calendar calculations, this year is also the Samvatsar. It is carrying the energy of the Mars, as Mars is the ruler of this year. So definitely when we talk about the combined energy of the Mars and Saturn, so that definitely benefit all those people who are in the fields of engineering, construction, you are a builder or anything to do with the innovative work. So definitely this year will give you lot many opportunities. Apart from that, Jupiter is going to be transiting in the sign of Aries till the end of the April of 2024, and at the beginning of the May, it will transit to the sign of Taurus. So guys, one thing is for sure that because in the original Kalpurush Kundli, Aquarius is a sign of gains and Taurus is a sign of wealth. Now, as you can see that both of these two planets and these zodiac signs are going to be in a strengthened state because Saturn being in the Aquarius and Jupiter being in the Taurus. Second thing is that the transiting Ketu is now going to be getting aspected by the planet Jupiter. That in itself is a very good indication that in order for you to reap the reward of all those things which you have done, your soul has accumulated from the journey in the past so many lifetimes, this year can actually give you the results of that as well. And lastly guys, I always say this thing that whenever in the transit, if these two major planets, Jupiter and Saturn, are jointly influencing any sign, so the tendency to gain something very substantial connected with the attributes of that zodiac sign tend to remain very strong. So guys, during this year, once Jupiter will transit the sign of Taurus, Jupiter will aspect the sign of Scorpio, and Saturn is already giving its 10th aspect to the sign of Scorpio. So that in itself means that in whichsoever domain Scorpio energy is falling in your chart, you can actually achieve or accomplish something substantial pertaining to the domain of that zodiac sign and that house. So yes guys, after that now we will shift our discussion customized to that basis your ascendant, what this year is going to be bringing up for you. So friends, now we will shift our discussion customized to your rising sign, and the approach which we will follow is very simple. We will cover all the houses in your natal chart and we will look at that pertaining to the attributes of those houses, how next year's planetary vibration is going to be influencing you. So starting with the matters of your first house, which tells about your public image, which tells about your health, which tells about with how much conviction you will be pursuing your goals next year. So the points which I mentioned for your first house is that very good year for people trying their luck in overseas or indulged in covert activities. Auspicious events in family life with provisions of growth and scaling up your commercial interest. Health needs to be watched and many will be easy target for scams or investigating agencies. So definitely guys, whatsoever I have summarized in this synopsis, it is on the basis of how planet Saturn is going to be strengthened in your like 12th house, how Rahu and Ketu, like Rahu is transiting in your first house, Ketu is transiting in your 7th house, and Jupiter is going to be moving, your ascendant lord is going to be moving from your 2nd house to your 3rd house. Now coming to your 2nd house, which tells about your finances, which tells about your family dynamics and all. So the points which I have mentioned over here is that time period till end of April is very fortunate for auspicious events in your family life or for your financial portfolio. Presence of your ascendant lord and third aspect of the planet Saturn will support good returns in your financial endeavors. Those contemplating heavy investments like buying commercial land, commercial offices or commercial vehicles will be able to materialize it. Now guys, definitely we have to see that how your 2nd house lord in the transit is going to be getting conjunct with other planets and forming some sort of Raj Yoga. So in the month of March, your 2nd house lord Mars is going to be exalted in your 11th house, which is definitely a very good news. Like 2nd house getting exalted in your 11th house, so that in itself means, because during that time your ascendant lord is also going to be transiting in your 2nd house. So the month of March could actually play a very important role in giving you some windfall financial gain or connecting you with some important financial opportunities, some lucrative opportunities. In the month of April, your 2nd house and your 9th house lord Mars is going to get conjunct with Saturn in your 12th house. So definitely guys, your expenses can go very high in the month of April. So it will be much more advisable that if you have to honor that energy which is getting concentrated in your 12th house, so do some investments or do some charities in the month of April. In the month of May, your 2nd house lord is going to get conjunct with your Rahu in your 1st house. So definitely guys, pertaining to the matters of your outburst or headstrongness is something where in the month of May you have to be very careful. But definitely Mars and Rahu being conjunct in your 1st house will definitely make you, like the way we say this thing, that the adrenaline rush will be very high, which is definitely going to benefit you if you are in any competitive field, if you are connected with politics, or if you have to sail through after overcoming any sort of opposition. So the month of May will be very beneficial for you. And guys, in the months of July and August, your 2nd house lord is going to get conjunct with Jupiter in your 3rd house. So definitely guys, that is also very good news, because you know this thing that Mars and Jupiter's conjunction in the 3rd house will definitely benefit all those people who are in teaching, in training, you are a content creator. So in any capacity, the month of July and August will be very beneficial for you as well. Now guys, when we look at the matters of your 3rd house, over there you will find the energy of the planet Venus. After May, your ascendant lord is going to be transiting over here. So the points which I have written about the 3rd house, which tells about your support, your resourcefulness, which tells about your relationship with your siblings, with your friends, with your colleagues, and with how much conviction and prowess you take initiatives in the life. So time period after May 1st will witness rapid development in the attributes of this house. Very good for the creators, marketers, freelance, skilled professionals. Jupiter's Mandakaraka Avastha in the 3rd house simply means being driven and materialistic enough to get things done at any cost. Friends, colleagues, siblings will support you or will support your vision and your efforts. Now we have to see that in which all months your 3rd house lord is going to get conjunct with other planets, forming some sort of Raj Yoga. So in the month of March, your 3rd house lord planet Venus is going to get conjunct with Saturn in your 12th house. So if any of your interests which are aligned overseas with the foreign land, the month of March will be very beneficial for that. In the month of April, your 3rd house lord Venus is going to get conjunct with Rahu in your 1st house. So Venus is exalted and conjunct with Rahu. So in the month of April, your charm and elegance in your personality, like the way we say this thing, Rahu and Venus conjunction gives someone a very hypnotic attraction. So the month of April will be very good for that. In the month of June,
your third house lord is going to get conjunct with Jupiter in your third house in itself. So very good time for the creators, for the trainers, and if you are in the fields of PR, marketing, so you can get benefited. Now guys, when we talk about the matters of your fourth house, like which tells about your housing related concerns, which tells about the contentment, peace of mind, and which also tells about your family dynamics as well. So the points which I have mentioned pertaining to the matters of your fourth house is that insecurities will surround many this year. Yoga, meditation, naturopathy, travels, retreats will hugely benefit many. So definitely guys, in your fourth house you will find the energy of the planet Mercury, because throughout the next year Ketu is going to be transiting in one of the sign of Mercury, Rahu is already transiting in your first house, and Saturn is there in the 12th house. So definitely isolation, self introspection, meditation is the right way of dealing with any anxiety, any insecurities. That is all what I can say. And definitely guys, for all those people who are running some favorable dasha, so housing related concern, like whether you're working as a realtor, because the next year's Samvatsar lunar calendar energy is also being ruled by the planet Mars, and whenever Mars and Saturn is the universal year vibration ruler. 2024 sum total gives you 8. So whenever Mars and Saturn gets in prominence, so if you have any of your aspiration, like professionally you're working as a realtor and all, so it could be a beneficial time for you. But I actually picked out more on the non-tangible aspect of the fourth house, which is about the your feelings, your emotional state. So yes, to deal with the insecurities, meditation, naturopathy, travels is the right way of dealing with it. In all which all months your fourth house lord in the transit is going to be getting conjunct with other planets, forming some sort of Raj Yoga. So in the month of March, your fourth house lord is going to get conjunct with Saturn in your 12th house. So definitely the month of March could be beneficial for any of the overseas interest of yours. In the month of June guys, your fourth house lord is going to get conjunct with Jupiter, and it is going to be transiting from your third house and the fourth house. So again, it is a very good time for people who are like freelance, self-employed and all, trainers or performing artists. The months of the month of specifically the June is beneficial for you, and in the month of October your fourth house lord is going to be transiting from your seventh house and the eighth house, which is also a beneficial energy for you if any of your fourth house connected aspiration is something which you are working commercially over it, like you are working as a professional realtor, or you are dealing with the interior home decor related products professionally, then in the month of October you can get benefited. Now guys, when we talk about the matters of your fifth house, which tells about your intellect, which tells about your proficiency in the mantra shastra, all sort of artistic creative endeavors of yours. So pertaining to the matters of your fifth house, the points which I have mentioned over here is that only planet in your trine is Rahu this year, heavily influencing your health and thought process. If you are on a constructive side of Rahu, working as an innovator, artist, creator, person with speculative interest, year will be hugely rewarding. But those who are falling on the negative side of it, concerns of depression, illusionary thoughts, and psychological turmoils will bother them. So again guys, planet of illusion transiting in your first house, your 11th house lord being lopsided, being heavily transiting in your 12th house, that in itself means hidden aspect is going to be very strong next year. Now how you utilize that, it will all be dependent on you. Now guys, when we talk about the matters of your sixth house, which tells about your fighting spirit, which tells about your daily activities, concerns of health, lawsuit related concerns and all. So the points which I have mentioned over here is that Saturn's straight aspect will be beneficial for those in the fields of lawmaking, public service, city planning, health and fitness. Any new role will come with additional burden of responsibilities. Now guys, we have to see that in which all months your sixth house lord planet sun is going to be in a dignified state. So guys, April mid onwards, your sixth house lord is going to get exalted in your second house. So a very good time for people who are like in your line of work, you are like considering to ask for any raise or for your business aspiration. You want to collect some money from the market, get your loans approved and all. So the month of April will be beneficial for that. And mid-August onwards, when sun is going to be dignified in the sixth house, so this is going to be time when lot many people will stand a chance for getting recognized for their contribution in their line of work. Now guys, when we talk about the matters of your seventh house, now as you know this thing that seventh house which tells about your public image, which tells about your matrimonial concerns, your commercial interest and all of that. So pertaining to the matters of your seventh house, the points which I have mentioned, after May 2024, Ketu in your seventh house will get activated because Jupiter with its aspect will start activating Ketu transiting in your seventh house. So which will unravel many intuitive gifts connected to your seventh house, like sudden epiphanies or running into strangers with common shared life goals. Life partner will definitely be very spiritual minded this year. Those who have Ketu originally placed in their seventh house in their natal chart, like this is what your original placement is, and you are going through Rahu and Ketu return, will stand a chance for marriage if qualifies, or political position if that is getting applicable in your case. Now guys, we have to see that in which all months your seventh house lord is going to be conjunct with other planets forming some sort of yogas. So in the month of March, your seventh house lord is going to get conjunct with Saturn in your 12th house, which is going to be a good indication for people who have any import-export nature of work or any of the overseas interest. But definitely in the month of March, there might be some confusion with your partner as well, or partner might be very busy, kind of completely missing from the home in order to do the job or get the household work done, or because of the professional accountabilities and commitments and all. So partner might be missing in the life, from the life, because of the professional obligations in the month of March. In the month of June, your seventh house lord is going to get conjunct with Jupiter in your when it is going to be transiting from the third and the fourth. So a very good time for freelance skilled professionals and all. And in the month of October, as you can see that your seventh house lord is going to be transiting from the seventh and the eighth in itself. So some sort of commercial gains and travels are on the cards in the month of October for many Pisces Lagna natives. Now guys, when we talk about the matters of the 8th house, which becomes very important because all the sudden problems creeps up in our life, and they only come from the 8th house. So the points which I have mentioned over here is that year is little prone for sudden unpredictable developments, but equally good for research, exploring unknown, or progress in occult. So I will repeat. I have mentioned this thing basis the way planet Venus, the kind of role it plays for you, the way after May your ascendant lord is going to be transiting in one of the sign of the planet Venus. So the points which I have mentioned over here is that year is little prone for sudden unpredictable developments, but equally good for research, exploring unknown, or progress in occult. And guys, we have to see that in which all months your 8th house lord is going to be forming some sort of yogas. So in the month of March, definitely your second house your third house lord and the 8th house lord is going to get conjunct with Saturn in your 12th house. So that is going to be time when you will definitely have a lot of interest in hidden aspect of the life, matters of life and death, travel, exploration. In the month of April, your 8th house and 3rd house lord is going to get conjunct with Rahu in the 1st house, being exalted over there. So definitely the month of April seems to be like with your charm, with your networking, with your elegance, you can actually turn around things in your favor. And in the month of June, your 8th house and the 3rd house lord is going to conjunct with Jupiter there in your 3rd house. So definitely guys, the month of June will prove to be it is actually going to be making you very potent, or you will feel yourself very empowered. Now guys, when we talk about the matters of your 9th house, over there the points which I have mentioned over in my short note, Because ninth house, which tells about your travels, which tells about your relationship with your father, which tells about like higher studies or all sort of mentorship and guidance which we receive in the life. So the universal year vibration of 8, sum total of 2024, and with both Saturn and Jupiter aspecting your ninth house, some significant developments are on the cards pertaining to the matters of this house. Good year for teachers, trainers, people in export import, law, publishing, pursuing higher education and theology. Travels will prove to be rewarding. Good time for immigration concerns. Divine blessings will put you in the right places. And definitely guys, the months. So in the month of March, your ninth house and the second house lord is going to be getting exalted in the 11th house. So if any of your aspiration, like you are a teacher, you are a trainer, or getting admission into any foreign university or any of the important travels, the month of March will prove to be very wish fulfilling for you. The month of April, when your third house and the ninth house lord is going to get conjunct with Saturn in the 12th, so even for overseas exposure, it is a very good month, fortunate month. And in the month of May, as you can see that your ninth house and the third house lord is going to get conjunct with Rahu in your first house. So definitely guys, that is going to be the time when I would say that if you are heavily invested in research, exploration, training, or any of the like when we say the concerns of fame, recognition, research, scientific pursuit, if it is getting applicable in your case, then also this month will prove to be, the month of May will prove to be beneficial for you. Now guys, pertaining to the matters of your 10th house. So now the points which I have mentioned over here is that 10th house which tells about your career, 10th house which tells about your relationship with your bosses and your professional endeavors. So career lord transiting 5th and 6th from its position will definitely bring satisfaction from the due progress of career this year. Time period till April is very rewarding for standing a chance for steep remuneration hike or people who are in public speaking, finance or family business. May onwards will benefit skilled professionals, freelance professionals, marketers, creators, or coming out victorious in any professionally competitive situation. Now guys, when we talk about the matters of your 11th house, now as you know this thing that in your 11th house you will find the energy of the planet Saturn over there, and during this year because your 11th house is also going to be receiving the 9th aspect of your ascendant lord Jupiter as well. So the points which I have mentioned for your 11th house related matters, which tells about your group dynamics, which tells about your progress and your growth in the life. So Jupiter's 9th aspect and house lord in 12th will safeguard your interest. Energy is very favorable for running into like-minded people who will play a significant role in connecting you to your goals. And lastly guys, when we talk about the matters of your 12th house, so now as you know this thing that Saturn is going to be strengthened over here in this house throughout the year. So the points which I mentioned, Saturn rules both your houses of gains and expenses, and with its placement over here, house of expenses is lopsided, demanding lot of charities, donations and humanitarian work. Overseas interest will definitely be very fruitful during this year. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For furthermore updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyawad.